All right, part 4, machine adjustment. The first is the Yelong marker. For our new machine, the default marking mode is static, static mode, static marking mode. So how do we change it to moving marking? First, we need to, in print optimization, disable the aiming laser, turn it off. If you don't disable it, you won't be able to select the moving marking mode. Additionally, please ensure that our machine must be in a complete standby or a fully idle state. Only after confirming this can we successfully change the printing mode from the static setting to the active moving marking, specifically the continuous moving marking mode. For the moving marking mode, its menu can be found under production line settings. In the production line settings, there's a section for long line movement, and within that, there's a marking mode. The default mode is static, so here we just need to change it to dynamic. Then the moving marking mode will be enabled. The second part is the encoder. For encoder calibration, the first step is to modify the machine. After assembling it, the first thing we need to do is switch it to moving marking mode. The second step is to calibrate the encoder. So how do we calibrate the encoder? First, we need to install the encoder onto our production line. After it's installed, we make a mark on the production line and another mark on the metal piece. With the marks in place, we click on calibration. Click on calibration, then click to start calibration. We click on calibration here and let the production line move, allowing it to run for a while. This way, the starting position will change. After a few seconds, just wait a few seconds, then click to stop calibration and stop the calibration process. At this point, we measure again and the production line will also stop. When we enable or end calibration, our production line also starts or stops accordingly. When we enable it and start calibration, our production line begins to move. The color starts to be applied for you. When we stop calibration, our production line also stops moving. In this way, from the starting position to the point in between, we can measure how far the mark we made has moved, so we can determine its actual distance. After obtaining this actual distance, we can enter it into our standard distance input. Just measure our actual value and enter it here. That's all you need to do. This is encoder calibration. You can just enter it directly here. Click here to input it into this box, then click save, and that's it. This completes the encoder calibration. Step 3. This is our sensor, the sensor settings. On the sensor settings interface, we can modify the sensor trigger mode. Of course, by default, we use external triggering. Here, what we need to modify is the photoelectric delay, the large delay for the photoelectric sensor. This can be adjusted as needed. On this interface, there's also an option to ignore signals. When the trigger signal detects the first product and then the second product within the same time frame, if there are other interference signals, we can set an ignore distance here for the gap between products. If our machine if there are alarms or missed products during printing, it could be due to these signals, so we need to ignore them. That means within a certain time or distance, we only recognize one signal as the valid trigger. Specify a single signal. Also, our photoelectric sensor can be adjusted in the software. This is how you adjust the delay. If you want to adjust the actual position of the photoelectric sensor by moving the bracket, you can do so as well. After installing the sensor, place a product underneath it. When a product passes by, the sensor will detect it, and the amplifier will light up. When the sensor's light is on and we remove the product, the light turns off. The light turns off, and then photoelectric sensor. Try to position the photoelectric sensor as close as possible to the laser head. This is the sensor. This is a setup. Next, let's take marking a water bottle as an example. How do we adjust the machine? Of course, the first thing we need to do is adjust the position of the fiber optic sensor. The position of this fiber optic sensor. The position of the fiber optic sensor must be adjusted to align with the product. The space here is tight, so the fiber optic sensor should be placed as close as possible to the area where we print. Get it as close as possible. Secondly, when adjusting the fiber optic sensor, you see the bottle should be positioned under the fiber sensor, right under it, until the amplifier light turns on. Once that's done, if we remove the bottle and the amplifier light turns off, it means our adjustment is correct and it's ready to go. The second point is about adjusting the focal distance. When we adjust the focal distance, it's important to note that our laser machine has very strict requirements for focus. If we don't set the optimal focal distance, it will directly affect our printing results. Of course, the focal distance depends on the size of the lens we choose for the laser. For example, with this CO2 150mm lens, its focal distance is 138mm. So for this setup, before you begin the printing process, please ensure that the specific distance from the camera lens to the actual surface of the product we are currently printing on is carefully adjusted and set to exactly 138mm. The third step is that we need to install and calibrate the encoder. For installing and calibrating the encoder, we do it here, setting it up and calibrating it at this location. And finally, we need to adjust parameters such as power, delay, marking speed, and so on based on the printing results we observe, and so on. So we need to adjust our parameters accordingly.